Hey guys, welcome back to CNC Newbie. I'm Dave. Today, interesting place. I'm in the kitchen right now, and the reason why is I got a new project that I'm going to be working on. Just recently a tree came down was being cut down in the passage behind my house, and I was able to get a couple of big branches off that I'm going to use to cut up to make some interesting plaques and signs and use a nice bark edge. It should be kind of cool. One of the big problems with freshly cut wood is it's still wet inside, and you want to reduce the moisture if you want to do any kind of woodworking on your projects. Now, I haven't actually carved into green wood yet. That will be something I want to try just to see actually how it goes. From what I've been researching online, it's about an inch thickness. It takes about a year to dry out. That's a long time. Now, the reason why I'm in the kitchen, going to try the microwave. Now, this piece just came off the end. It was a bit of offcut from when the tree loppers cut down part of the tree, and I just kind of finished it off. So it's a bit of scrap, but we're going to be able to test it in the microwave. Now, to see how that goes, I have my handy dandy kitchen scales, which I don't actually use in the kitchen. This is mainly for my other hobby with drones and stuff. So what we're going to do, I'm going to be microwaving it, a little bit of time, maybe 20 seconds, and to see whether it heats up. I've heard trying to heat it up so it's like a baked potato, so it's nice and hot, and then you let it cool down, and you microwave it again. So I don't want to blow it up, I don't want to burn it, but we'll see how it weighs. Now, first of all, let me just turn you around. Alright, so let's turn this guy on, hopefully the batteries work. Beauty. And right now our starting weight is 171 grams. I don't know what that is imperial. Give this a go. By the way, if my kitchen gets set on fire, you get front row seats. Now, I should know how to run this, but it is all in French, and my French is terrible. So, I guess 20 at full power. Let's see how this looks. Well, it hasn't exploded yet. I've never microwaved wood before. Oh, it's a bit warm. Yeah, it's warm. It's you know, if this is you're reheating your pizza for dinner, you'd put it back in. So we're starting to get a bit of separation up the top here. Now, I didn't check on that. Was that like that before? We'll check the video later, but I'm going to go for another 15 seconds to see how it goes. Bugger it. Let's go 20. Alright, that's a lot hotter. You'd kind of eat your pizza at that temperature. Yeah, that'd be the temperature you'd go at. So I guess catch them white. Now, it definitely seems to feel a little bit more wet. I guess that's the moisture kind of coming out of it. The bark is a bit spongier. Yeah, it just feels a little bit. So, I'm not expecting any weight difference. Oh, I gotta start with it. Hang on. Actually, I think I may have already lost some weight. Okay, I've already lost 2 grams of water, which is kind of cool. Now I'm gonna let it cool down, and I'm gonna try this a few more times and see what do we end up getting. Catch you later. So I end up drying it in the microwave. I've gotten it down to about 112 grams. So I've lost quite a bit of moisture just from this piece. It kind of gives me a rough idea of the time I need to spend microwaving the other pieces. I was doing it about 20 to 30 seconds at a time to start with, and it was bubbling, getting quite hot. As time went on, I had to get it up to about 40. I got to 45 and it started to burn a little bit, so I figured that was nice and dry. And I kept weighing it between each microwave just to be able to track it as it got down. But yeah, so it's quite dry now. And what we're here to do is going to try to stain it. Basically using the same Danish oil stain that I used last time when I made my Columbia. And because I'm really interested to see how this wood is going to stain, because it's got some red coming through it. I don't know how that shows up on camera too well, but hopefully it really pops out and looks good. So let's give this a go. As usual, I have no idea what I'm doing, just based on past experience. Just let it straight on. Let's see how it actually starts. So this brush is the same one I used last time, so it's kind of a bit crunchy, but it should still do a pretty good job of getting the stain into the wood. And the wood is soaking that up really nicely. So you're meant to flood the surface, so plenty of oil. So the white parts aren't really changing all that much. They're looking very yellow in the video, it seems, but hasn't changed all that much. It's a little bit darker, which is nice, but definitely the middle, the core, the heart of the tree is actually really starting to pop, which is really nice. And you can tell it's dry wood because it's absorbing this really well. It's just soaking right in. So that's looking good compared to that. So let's do the other side. Let's get it all done so it all can work together. And this isn't sanded. This is just straight the cut wood. So one side was cut with a chainsaw and one was by a handsaw by myself while it was all wet. So whether that makes a difference, I don't know. I really don't. This is kind of a test because I get to see how it handles it and how the bark handles it. Like, do I stain the bark? I'm going to stain half the bark and see if that, like, how that looks. You know. So that's coming up quite nice. You can start seeing the red start coming through, which is really lovely. So it's looking really rich. And do the end, the cut section, because you can see that nice strip of red coming through there. You can see how that looks. Yeah, that does bring it out. Look, I'm sure other oils are good. I'm just using Danish because that's what I have. If you have any other recommendations, this is a silver maple. If you've got any recommendations for a good kind of stain I should use, please let me know in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. So the side doesn't seem to be absorbing it as well. Like the ends, you know, suck it in. I guess that's kind of the way the trees are kind of like a bunch of straws. So it's kind of expected, but the ends are looking really good. That side's kind of dry already, so I'm going to add a bunch more because you're meant to flood that surface because the stain goes into the wood. Like, it doesn't actually sit on the surface like a varnish. Now you can varnish on top of it, on top of a stained bit of wood, if you want that like ultimate finish, but I know we're just dealing with a stain to see how it looks, and that's getting in there deep. Now I'm going to do the bark. Let's do half the bark. Do the big fat end. This is what it looks like. Started to come up a bit. I'm not sure. I've got to check the video back to see whether this all came up before the microwave or during, but I think it was actually kind of like that before. But because that's one thing you got to worry about is the cracking. The bark is not having any of it. No. They're just wet. I guess the bark would get a coat if I was to varnish it, I guess. Should I varnish the bark? I don't know. Because you also want that natural look if you're having a natural edged piece of wood, but do you varnish the bark? I don't know. Once again, if you've got experience with this, please let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, the bark just doesn't absorb that like the ends are doing. These ends are absorbing it really nicely.
I'm finding the cut end, the cut end I cut with the handsaw is seeming to suck in a bunch more than the chainsaw cut bit of wood, but anyways, that's about as flooded a surface as I can get. I'm going to wait a while, and then you just wipe it all off and let it sit. So, tray, and I'll catch you in a bit. So my staining is complete, and what I've just done, I've actually just cut it open. I was really interested, because this is just a test bead, I'm going to be throwing it away anyway. I was very interested to see what the depth of penetration was of the stain. So I'm just using the Danish oil here. My guess was about 5 millimeters. I was interested to see whether it's like a well-cooked steak. And I cut it open, and I was very surprised. I don't know if you can see there. It's like in some parts it's gone in, so you can see here it's gone in quite a fair way, but in other parts it hasn't gone in at all, hasn't gone in. But very subtle. I was very surprised because the amount of color difference we got on the surface compared to what it was before is actually quite a lot. But the depth we get, it's almost nothing. Very interesting. Anyway, we've got a whole bunch of wood that's been reclaimed from this tree that got cut down. So I'm very excited to see what we're going to get out of it. And but you'll see it in a future video. Catch you guys later. Bye.